say, you might before that.
Trying to have the trim or something.
And his West.
West Shores FC, we're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome inside historic Teisinger Gymnasium. My name is Andrew Baxley. I will be joined shortly by Matt O'Banion for the first game of Southern Wesleyan University men's basketball of the year 2025. They are hosting Carolina Christian College. That is Carolina Christian in the reversible black jerseys with yellow numbers. Southern Wesleyan in the home whites, and we're underway in the hands of Shea Smith. That's Alex Tavares getting his first start in a Southern Wesleyan University Warrior jersey, the transfer from New Hampshire. So it's Smith, Tavares, Christopher Osobaye, RJ Bell, and Aaron Timms. For Carolina Christian, it's Chris Biggs, Robert Murdoch, Antoine Corbin, Montario Fields, and Dev Strudevant. They are struggling on the year, 0-16 so far. Their average scoring margin in those 16 games is minus 48.3. So the Warriors looking to get back on track before returning to conference play with a matchup against Francis Marion on Saturday. That was RJ Bell from the mid-range getting the Warriors started in the year 2025. And now returning to defense. Looking to get a couple stops here. I mentioned that struggling scoring margin for Carolina Christian. They are averaging just 53.6 points per game. The Warriors are giving up an average of 83.6 points per game. That's Robert Murdoch getting to the cup. He's their leading scorer of players playing today at 10 points per game. Quick hit ahead to Tavares and back to Bell. We mentioned Tavares, his first start of the season. He's actually yet to score so far this year, and averaging just 0.3 rebounds and 0.2 blocks. He's 0 of 2 from the field coming into the game. 0 of 1 today from 3. And a score of 4-2 after that bucket inside from Osobaye. He's averaging 12.6 points per game. Their leading scorer in the starting lineup. Their leading scorer on the roster is Eric Hackett. He will play today, but he's been coming off the bench and been playing really, really well coming off the bench, taking that sophomore bump. And this is Bell getting the other way. Kicks out to Shea Smith's corner three, and it's switched home. 7-2, the Warrior lead. And I now welcome into the booth Matt O'Banion. Matt, should be a favorable matchup today for the home team. What are your thoughts on this one?
Definitely agree with that. Of course, as you were saying earlier, as I was coming into the booth, after doing some quick PA down the floor, the Centurions struggling a lot on this season, coming, as you said, 0-16. It's a great warm-up game for the Warriors coming into the new year.
As there's a three banked in by Strudevant. 7-5 here, 17.5 to play on this Thursday afternoon. Don't get a whole lot of weekday afternoon games as Timms battles inside and gets the putback. He's being guarded inside by freshman Luke Garrett. A couple freshmen in the starting lineup. That's Strudevant pulling a three long and eventually into the hands of Shea Smith, who will look to push the pace the other way. Still Smith all the way to the cup, kicks out for a corner three. Bell can't get it to fall, rebounded by Robert Murdoch.
And with that rebound from Shea Smith, I was looking at the stats before the game, and Shea Smith, being a guard on this team, is leading the team in rebounds per game.
And there's a really nice left-handed finish from that guard, Shea Smith, and you're right, Matt. He's a great rebounder and just a terrific all-around basketball player. He's not the flashiest of scorers, the flashiest of dribblers, but he'll get the job done on both ends of the floor. Lots of steals, crashes the glass, good mid-range shot, and there's a good shot from long range from Dev Strudevant, and the Centurions are hanging around early. It's 11-8 with just over 16 to play.
And the Warriors really trying to find their groove where they can get a hold of this team and get out in front by a big way.
Yeah, 19 days off for Southern Wesleyan since their last game, and that last game was December 14th, a 79-72 conference win over newcomers Short, as we have a foul on the floor. That will send us to our first media timeout, 3-point lead. You're watching Warrior basketball here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Welcome back inside Tysinger Gymnasium. Andrew Baxley and Matt O'Banion here on this Thursday afternoon, the second day of 2025. Hopefully you guys had a very happy holidays, but I know me and Matt are glad to be back here on campus and watching our Warriors in action as we return to play. Still the same five as we have I believe a clock issue. I don't think the clock started on that one, but same five on the floor for both teams here. As a reminder, your first five on the floor for the Warriors is Osobaye, Smith, Bell, Tavares, and Timms. I imagine, as we mentioned shortly, we'll see Hallman and Hackett, two big-time bench producers for the Warriors. This is Osobaye with a mismatch in the post, but he kicks out to Tavares, who pulls a three. It's strong. Rebounded strongly inside by Osobaye. Soft off the rim, but it won't fall. Tipped around and eventually controlled by Montario Fields, who will push the pace the other way. Inside goes Fields over Osobaye, who picked up the foul.
On that last possession there for the Warriors, it just seemed like there was a lid on top of the cup.
Yeah, it did, and ball was all over that rim, like you said, just couldn't get the bounces. We have a replay on that Osobaye foul. You can see just...
Yeah, a lot of contact to that upper body there.
Yeah, no complaints on that one. And that will be Osobaye's first team foul. And we have a lane violation because Montario Fields just shot the free throw from the black volleyball line. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is a pretty clear lane violation. Good job by the Warriors to not mention something until it happens, and then he misses the second. So an 0 for 2 trip for Fields.
Yeah, I really think that last one would have been good if he was from the black line.
As Bell goes inside. Tipped up in the air again. Timms goes inside and finishes with the left hand. Aaron Timms, oh my.
Catching bodies early in this game. Definitely a momentum shift there for the Warriors. Pretty quiet start, still having the lead in that one, but Aaron Timms putting them on a poster.
And now Fields looking to answer with a three, no good, rebounded by Bell. I mentioned Shea Smith high on the team in rebounding. RJ Bell, a very good rebounder as well, and he's also a great passer at 2.1 assists per game, and there he finds his backcourt mate Shea Smith for a 7-point Warrior lead. Now Bell with the steal, and we have a clean block there on Corbin. And in comes Raheem Brizendine for the Warriors for Tavares.
Was really hoping Tavares could have gotten his first points on the season there. Hopefully see a little bit more time with him down the stretch.
Now here's a replay of that Aaron Timms slam as they go inside to Osobaye, and he finishes off the baseline out of bounds play, and the Warrior lead up to its biggest of the game at 9 with 14 and a half to play. This is Fields.
We're definitely going to be sending that poster from Aaron Timms to Sports Center, see if we can get a little top 10 play there.
Yeah, and at worst, the Conference Carolina's Instagram page. Maybe we can get one of those too.
We can make it on the Twitter.
Here's Fields looking to drive on Oso. Baye, left hand, won't fall, but he was fouled. That will be the second on Oso Baye. That means Rico Hallman will have to check in. So we'll get 2 subs at the next dead ball. Eric Hackett, the Warriors' leading scorer, and Rico Hallman, who was third on the team in points per game last season. And Fields makes sure he's behind the blue line this time.
It's a great job on Fields fixing that mistake there. Of course, all you can really do is laugh about it at that point.
Yeah, Montario Fields, 8.8 points per game, but he's only played the last couple of games for the Centurions. He's played in 4 games this year, had 9 points, 9 points, 8 points, and 9 points. So pretty consistent for Fields. And he knocks down that free throw, 17-9. The Warrior lead as both Hackett and Hallman are now on the floor. So it's them two alongside Smith, Brizendine, and Timms. This is Shea Smith, now Brizendine. 2-3 zone look for Carolina Christian. As Hackett pulls a 3 and rattles it home. That's what he's been doing this season for Eric Hackett. 39% shooter from the outside, and he gets the active hands, and it's poked away out of bounds. Will stay with the team in black. But Eric Hackett, the Warriors' leading scorer, off to a hot start after checking in off the bench. And there's a steal from Hackett, throwing it up for Brizendine. He comes and collects, and it's blocked by Fields.
Having Eric Hackett on the floor now for the Warriors is a big game changer. Already having a comfortable lead, but he's your leading scorer right now with 14.6 points off the bench. And earlier, and leading up to this game, we were talking about the argument of having him in the starting lineup. Of course, he's only started 3 games this season. That's a great 3-ball there from Hallman to extend the lead here.
Yeah, that's another guy who's really improved this year. He's shooting 46% from 3 coming into the year. Now he'll try another one that's home, and that one is too strong. But Rico Hallman really struggled last year. He opened 1 for 16 from 3. Has really improved over the offseason. It's been a major weapon for Coach Joel Stites here in his second year, and Rico Hallman's second year with the team. As there's a offensive rebound, second chance points from Corbin. Timeout called by Coach P and the Centurions. And we'll take the timeout with him. 12:58 to play, 23-11, the Warrior lead. Welcome back inside Teisinger Gymnasium. 23-11, the Warrior lead. This Hackett ball screen from Hallman. Couple subs check into the next dead ball for Southern Wesleyan as Smith takes a tough fadeaway jumper from the free throw line, and that's a big-time bucket from point guard Shea Smith. And now good ball pressure for him as another turnover is forced. Here goes Hackett with the left hand, and he finishes. 27-11 leads up to a game-high 16 for the Warriors. Here comes more pressure in the backcourt and another steal, this time by Shea Smith. He wants a corner 3, and he's got it. What a burst at the timeout for the Warriors. It's up to 19 as the press was broken much more easily, but this time Aaron Timms the block.
Shea Smith already with 12 points in this game, and just getting started here in the first half.
And he will get a much-deserved break as Bobby Taylor checks in. Jamaris McCray came in for Aaron Timms. As I said, Lead up to 19 now, just over 12 minutes to play. As Luke Garrett looking to go to work. That's Chris Briggs taking a tough shot. It won't fall. Rebounded by Holman, and the Warriors looking to push the pace here again. They're on a 7-0 run that's came in really like almost a 40-second span after that timeout. And that traveling violation will send us to our next media timeout. It's under 12 to play, 30-11, Southern Wesleyan University leads.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
And you're back now. Warriors showing more pressure here. They've been quite successful with it so far. 6 turnovers to 1 is the deficit for Carolina Christian so far. That's a team that has struggled turning the ball over so far this year. It's that time they get it into the half court. It's a missed floater from Strudevant. This is Rico Hallman now the other way for the Warriors, and Bobby Taylor, transfer from Newberry, originally from Daniel High School, just about 5 miles from the campus of Southern Wesleyan University. Here time, Hackett pulls a 3 and swishes it home. Now Eric Hackett up to 8 points on the game, the Warriors leader at 14.6 points per game. More pressure. This time we have a foul on Hackett, but it's been those two doing most of the damage in this pressure. Holman and Hackett, other than Smith, who's getting a much-needed break. But we mentioned the 12 points from Shea Smith, a game high so far today on 5 of 5 field goals. But he's already in range of that 19-point number, his career high that he set earlier this season against Newberry. As Strudevant goes into the lane, kicks out for Briggs, who stepped out.
Just a lot of mental mistakes there coming from the Centurions. Of course, also a lot of missed shots, already 4 for 12 to start off this first half.
Yeah, 4 for 12, but the Warriors shooting a pretty good number from 3, 5 of 9. That's just over 55%, and they have 56% from the field as well. As Montez Swan will check in for the first time today. Here goes Brizendine through the lane and finishes with a strong right hand. That's what we saw a lot of last year from Brizendine when he was at Central Christian in Nebraska. A 6th in the NCCAA at 20.8 points per game. But he's yet to really find his groove since making the move to South Carolina at 2.1 points per game. But love to see the Warriors get him going today and really find an extra score. You can never have too many scores in a college basketball team, especially in the Conference Carolinas that plays at a really high pace. Just like this guy, Hackett. That's a scorer, but he gets the 3 going too strong, and it's rebounded by Swan.
It's just Hackett's first miss of the game.
And long 3 from the Centurions, who are scoreless of 2.5 minutes now. It's 35-11, the Warrior lead. Hallman looking to make it more on the tip-in. He does, 37-11, and the lead grows. And we have a delay of game warning on Hallman. I believe he wants to touch the ball after it came through the rim, as we get Giovanni Hogan checking in for Hallman. But before that Hackett miss, him and Shea Smith had combined for 20 points on 9 of 9 shooting. Swan throws it ahead. This is Corbin. Randolph. Garrett. Briggs looking for a lane with the right hand. Couldn't get the fall. Nice move, just couldn't finish. Now, Bobby Taylor pushing the pace the other way for the Warriors. He'll pull up with the left hand from the elbow and get it to fall. Lead continues to grow for the Warriors. They're on a 16-0 run, and Bryson Dine makes it even more. Lead up to 30 with 9.5 to play. And Hackett, another steal. Now Eric goes the other way. He's working through the contact, counting in the foul. Chance for an old-fashioned three-point play for the sophomore Eric Hackett. As a couple subs will check in, Marcus Long and RJ Bale will get the shooter, Eric Hackett, if the shot's good, as Raheem Brizendine takes a seat. 4 points for him today.
A really good showing for him starting off that game. Just only getting 5 minutes just in this sequence. Good 4 points there for him.
And it's a 77% free throw shooter, knocks down the one for the three-point play. RJ Bell will come and get him. And the lead is 43-11 for the Warriors on a 21-0 lead, or run, excuse me, as we have a kickball.
Just this last 4 minutes for the Warriors have been insane.
And they come with more pressure as they force 10 turnovers for the Centurions to just their one. So credit to them obviously forcing turnovers. You can kind of see that pretty easily, but they're doing a really good job of taking care of the ball and just getting shots up. That's sometimes all you can ask in this game. If you have the advantage that the Warriors do, you don't want to play too fast and try to force some things. You just want to get shots up, and so far the Warriors are getting shots up, and they're making those shots. 59% from the field. As Swan tries a three, it's too strong, rebounded by Bell.
And just look at some of the stats coming from the Centurions. Looking like this game might get out of hand for them pretty early. Just looking at this game, on November 22nd, they're playing Livingston College. End up losing that game 129-59. That's the most points that they've let up during the season. Warriors might make a run at that mark.
It's actually pretty surprising because they did play a D1 school earlier this year in Presbyterian College, and they only gave up 120 in that one. That was their biggest loss.
Only 120.
Yeah, 120-45 in that one. They shot 13% from three in that one. They're so far at 28% here, and it's dropping quickly. They're 2 for 7. As we have 8.5 to play here in the first half. It's 44-11. This is Fields. Just under 10 on the shot clock. Now Briggs. Got to get a shot off. That one nowhere close. Rebounded by Hogan. Got a 4-on-2 break here for Hogan. He throws it inside for Jamaris McCray, who will finish with a nifty right hand. 46-11. This is Swan. Inside from Murdoch. Fields a wide open three, and he banks it in. So that breaks the scoreless drought at 5.5 minutes for the Centurions, but the lead is still over 30 for the home team. As Bobby Taylor is fouled. And that will send us to our under 8 media timeout. So the Centurions break their scoring drought, but the Warriors still have a comfortable lead. You're watching Southern Wesleyan University basketball here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. back down here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. A couple more subs for the Warriors. It's Taylor, Long, Jordan, Bell, and Hogan, as there goes Bobby Taylor to the rim. He can't finish with the left hand.
It's been a rare miss there for the Warriors, especially how they've been playing in this first half.
Now here goes Fields the other way. It's off C.J. Jordan's leg last.
And just looking at it during the break, look at the season high for the Warriors scoring. That was in the loss to Barton, where they scored 88 points. I feel like they might break that mark in this game.
Definitely on track to so far. 46 points with 7 minutes to go. We mentioned C.J. Jordan checking in. He's from a similar area. Carolina Christian is in Locust, North Carolina. C.J. Jordan from Raleigh, North Carolina. Transfer in from Wake Tech Community College, where he averaged over 16 points per game last season. It's a nice feed inside from Jordan to Taylor, as we'll have Jackson Moore, the freshman, check in at the next dead ball for the Warriors. Here's Murdoch. Euro steps inside, can't finish, rebounded by Hogan. And this is Taylor. Bell lets the defender fly by and pulls the three, no good. Tipped and rebounded by Luke Garrett.
Last time we saw Jackson Moore, it was in his debut on December 4th. And that was against Georgia College and State University, where he went 1 for 3 from behind the arc and had 3 points in that one.
Hey, Jackson Moore, a good shooter, but he's really a point guard, and he's a big point guard originally from the Tuscaloosa area, as that foul won't go from Fields. And as you might know, his sister Ellie on the volleyball team here on the Warriors. The Centurions will make another trip to the free throw line. And again, it's Monterio Fields.
Fields has been the only one from Carolina Christian to go to the charity stripe today.
And he misses that one, as here comes Moore for his second game in a Warrior jersey, as well as Rayvon Allen, the senior from Lexington, South Carolina. He'll get R.J. Bell. So the Warriors going pretty deep in their bench here in this one. And a lot of them have scored so far. Only a couple Warriors yet to find the score sheet. But the way this offense is playing so far, I wouldn't imagine that that number would stay there long, as here is Moore bring the ball up. And Long looking inside for Jordan, wide open. Good strong play inside from C.J. Jordan. Only listed at 6'4", but we've seen him play some small ball 4, some 3. He's a very strong interior player for the Warriors, as there he gets a bucket here today, 50-19. Good on-ball defense from Hogan, and he's more of a center. He's actually kind of playing center in this lineup, but you see him there on the perimeter picking up a guard, and that's just how versatile some of these Warrior wings can be. They can work inside, they can switch on the ball on defense. As here goes Jordan. Looking inside for Allen. That's the same play that they just got CJ on. They get Allen on, and he scores.
Actually also being an and one as well.
Foul was on Fields.
So really just adding insult to injury there.
That's Fields' second. And a chance for Rayvon Allen to continue to add on to this lead. 67% free throw shooter this year. And he can't get down with the fall, but it's collected by Giovanni Hogan. Back inside for Allen. He goes up strong, too strong though, and C.J. Jordan is there with the putback.
Was Fields the only one that could be in foul trouble, just having 2 fouls in this first half. But the Centurions not really having that big of a roster, only having 3 guys on their bench.
There's a tip there from Fields collected by Jordan. He's going ahead for Hogan, who has Fields fall on him, but he finishes through the contact. And that is another foul there on Fields, his 3rd. He's been the real lone bright spot on the offensive end for them. He's got 7 points, but now he's got 3 fouls. And for now, at least they'll leave him in as Hogan a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play here from the stripe.
I feel like you almost have to leave Fields in. He's your leading scorer right now with 7 points.
Strong rebound by Jordan. He goes back up. That's back-to-back possessions where the Warriors have, or not back-to-back possessions, but back-to-back trips to the free throw line where they've missed the free throw, got the offensive rebound, and scored on the possession. As here goes Strudevant inside. That's a really nice finish there from Dev Strudevant with the right hand. 58-21 as Moore some trouble in the backcourt, but eventually finds Jordan inside, and he finishes. So Jackson Moore an assist.
That's a great look there from way out of his range, too.
Here goes Corbin inside, and we'll have a foul. I believe it was on Moore, but we'll get that cleared up when we return from break. 60-21, the Warrior lead here, just under 4 to play in the first half. Return to the game with Antoine Corbin at the free throw line, a freshman averaging 6 points per game, 2.9 rebounds per game, and just over an assist a half per game. And he knocks down the first. A new sub in for the Warriors here, so they're 5 on the floor is Allen, Tavares, Moore, Hogan, and Jordan as Corbin goes 2 of 2 from the stripe and cuts the lead to 37 here with 3:45 to play. Here's Jordan's handoff to Hogan. Corner for Allen. 15 on the shot clock. Some good action here for the Warriors. Jackson Moore thought about a 3, instead threw it inside to Jordan, who couldn't get the friendly roll. Hogan pulled it away for a second, and eventually that's Murdoch with his back on the ground getting the defensive rebound. This is Corbin. Nice move inside. Can't get it. Gets the rebound, though, and finish. Really nice move there from Antoine Corbin as he has 4 points in 30 seconds coming back from break. Here's Hogan. Out for Allen. And it's a 2. Long 2 is good from Rayvon Allen. He's actually yet to make a 3 so far this year, so that would have been a big one for him.
Just too big a feat there, the Kevin Durant effect.
And here he goes, the rebound, pushing the pace the other way. Tavares on Jordan. Back for Allen as 3 Warrior subs wait. Now here goes Rayvon with the spin. He kicks out for Tavares. His 3 is no good. Flying in is Hogan, but he stepped out.
Yeah, really rooting for Tavares to get his first points this year.
Yeah, for sure. He's struggled definitely, but this is the type of game where going into conference play, you try to get everybody going, especially those key players, because going back to the Warriors blue and white scrimmage, he was probably the best player on the floor that day, on both ends of the floor. He's very active, does a lot of things well, just yet to really get that ball in the bucket. As there's a steal for Osabaye. Now he's pushing the pace the other way. It's another forward for the Warriors who can handle the ball, but pass goes out of play off Shea Smith last, but that turnover will go to Osabaye. 62-25, under 2 to play. Here's Corbin. Now back to Strudevant. Screen from Garrett. And Corbin's pull-up short.
A sub coming in here for the Centurions, trying to get a number on him right now.
That's one of the issues with these Carolina Christian jerseys. It's number 10, Jalen Brown, but there's that logo on the front and numbers on the back, so no numbers on the front. So when they're facing you, it's certainly hard to see it, and no pictures on their athletics website, so couldn't really mentally prepare that way. You just kind of had to go by the numbers. So when you can't see that number, you're kind of in a tough spot as a broadcaster. As Tavares, his first trip to the free throw line this season, and he gets that one to fall. The transfer from Division I New Hampshire, 6'5" senior from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And there's his first bucket on his first trip to the free throw line. He goes 2 of 2. And pushes the Warrior lead up to 64-25. So only a couple guys haven't scored yet today after Tavares, and it's Jackson Moore and Marcus Long. Neither of them on the floor right now, as there's a turnover going the other way is now Smith, a 4-on-1. They throw it up for Osabaye. Looked like he might have been able to finish a little bit stronger than that, but Carolina Christian pushing the pace the other way. Garrett can't get it to fall. Now here goes the Warriors back the other way. Tavares spotting up from the wing. That one was pure, and he gets it to fall. So we'll see if this spurt can get Alex going. He's got 5 points in about a minute and a half, and there's a strong drive by Corbin. He's been a bright spot for them here, especially in the last 5 minutes. A strong driver, pretty acrobatic around the rim as well. And he goes back to the free throw line as Tavares picks up his second. First free throw, good from Corbin. So now he's up to 7 points, tying Montario Fields for their team high. Fields on the bench over there with 3 fouls, and Corbin overtakes him now up to 8 points. So got just over 30 to play. Shot clock has about an 11-second differential. As there goes Tavares inside for Osabaye, and he finishes. 71st half points for the Warriors. Shot clock is off as Strudevant has it with Smith on him. Allen comes to double. He splits it and finishes with the right hand. Nice bucket there from Strudevant. Shot clock still off as we got 10 to play here in the first half. This is Smith. See if the Warriors can get one more bucket in this first half filled with offense. Can it be Osabaye? The wide open 3 is off, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes. Warriors lead 71-29 here in their first game of the year 2025. We'll take a short break and be back here with the second half between the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors and the Carolina Christian Centurions right here on the Conference Carolina's Digital Network.
I am number one, not number 2. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable. See the competition I've been running through. Leveled up, I only see them in my rear view. Yeah, I'm ballin', yeah, I'm all in. Been ballin'. Yeah, I'm all in, yeah, I'm all in. Been ballin'. I'm winning, get buckets from the court side to the nosebleeds. Yeah, they love it. I'm winning, get buckets on the first in and the last out. take, I'm hotter than hot. Hotter than some boiling water, I bubble the pot. Team full of ballers, baby, we winning a lot. I'm like Curry with the rock when I get to my spot. I'm tapping in, I'm passionate, this is what passion is. This here, nah, this is no accident. From the start to the finish, I'm cashing in.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Our virtues set us apart. We daily work to build champions in body, mind, and soul. It's who we are. This is Conference Carolina.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Get ready for a life-changing journey at Southern Wesleyan University. We're committed to graduating students who love Jesus, who think critically, who are employable, and who are not in crippling debt. Southern Wesleyan University, where your faith and future thrive together. Apply today and start your journey toward success.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, you went before that.
Trying to have them film or something.
And it's why.
West Shores FC, we're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Black Warriors FC, we're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
West Shores FC, we're by far the greatest team
The world has ever seen.
we're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
Diamond T Promotional Gear is just a family-owned business that provides screen print embroidery, vinyl graphics, cars and banners.
welcome back inside Theisinger Gymnasium. Just going to run you through a couple quick stats before we get back underway with the second half. The Warriors lead 71-29, led by 12 points from Shea Smith, 11 points from Eric Hackett, 8 points for Christopher Osobeye. Other scorers include RJ Bell with 2, Alex Tavares with 3, Aaron Timms with 4, Rico Hallman with 5, CJ Jordan with 8, Bobby Taylor with 4, Giovanni Hogan with 2, Jamaris McCray with 2, Rayvon Allen with 4, and Raheem Brizendine with 4. So it's just Jackson Moore and Marcus Long, the only 2 Warriors who have played today, yet to score. The Warriors lead in rebounding 29-13, offensive rebound 13-3. They have 16 assists to Carolina Christian's 2 assists. They forced 13 turnovers while only turning the ball over 3 times. 40 bench points of the 71 points, as well as 19 fast break points and 24 points off turnovers. Matt, but that number that we're looking for here in this second half is 120. That is the Warriors' single game team scoring record that they set back in 2010 with 120 points on January 19th against Voorhees College. So that's what we're looking for in the second half. That would be just 49 points, Matt. You think the Warriors can get to it?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you just slightly keep your foot on the gas, you could hit that mark easily against a team like this.
Yeah, so the 5 on the floor to start for the Warriors is Smith, Bell, Long, Osobeye, and Timms. That's Marcus Long, one of the only Warriors not to score here today. As RJ Bell trying to go through the lane. Osobeye through a double team, muscles it up, gets the rebound, muscles up again and can't finish, and it's rebounded by Fields. Maybe in a tighter game, you might have seen a whistle blown on that one. But we play on here, 71-31, just about a minute into play in this second half. Trying a 3 is Strudevant, and he gets hit to fall. So a 5-point run to start for the Centurions.
Seeing Fields back out there for the Centurions, of course, having 3 fouls, needing to be very careful. One of the leading scorers here for the Centurions.
As Smith goes inside, that's his first miss from the field today. Osobeye misses as well, and then Aaron Timms cleans it up on the 3rd time. But the Warriors going to have to be better in terms of those first opportunities, though. Offensive rebounds will not always be there. Got to finish, even though it may be through contact, even though it may be around some bodies, got to be stronger in finishing. That's always something you can improve on. Even when you have big wins, there's always weaknesses, and that's what Coach Stites will want to tighten up tomorrow before returning to conference play with a matchup here against Francis Marion on Saturday. There's 5 on the shot clock here for Fields. He goes in. It's blocked off Timms. It looked like it might have went back off his hands, but the refs will say, we'll stay with Centurions. They have 2 on the shot clock. It goes into Corbin. He gets a good look and gets it to fall. And a timeout called by Carolina Christian. So they start off with buckets on their first 3 possessions, and they call a timeout as well, and that will take it with them. 73-37, you're watching Warrior basketball here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Back underway here at Theisinger Gymnasium. A good start for the second half for the visiting Carolina Christian Centurions, but they still trail by a score of 73-37. Still same 5 of the Warriors, who were a little bit sloppy in those first couple of possessions. This is Osobeye now in the short corner. He kicks it out for Long. Now free throw line, Timms. Bell gets doubled. And tied up. Possession arrow stays with the Warriors, but again, better defense from the team in black.
RJ Bell was in the starting lineup. He only has 2 points to his name in this game.
And Bell averaging over 10 per game. As Smith takes a tough fadeaway jumper, he's fouled and he gets it to fall. Great shot there from Smith. Such a good shooter in the mid-range, and that time had to do with a man on his left shoulder. And he'll head to the line for a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. Smith, a 67% free throw shooter. That number is down from last year where he led the team at 77%.
It's just his first trip to the line today. And the Warriors really haven't had that many trips. Only having 5 attempts now, 6 from the make there from Smith.
Yeah, and me and Matt, during the halftime break, we're going through the records book just to make sure we were on the same page for where some of these stands. And that free throws made number is really the only one that they are not in range of getting here today. Only Centurions had turned it over here in the second half. They had scored in the first 3 possessions, but something they did in that first half was turn the ball over a good bit, especially when the Warriors could full court press, and they did so, but it was broken. As there's a nice pass to Garrett. His shot doesn't get the friendly roll. Tim saves it to Bell, and now a chance to get out in transition again. They double him in the back court. He breaks it for Long. Now Smith. Shea inside, pulls up, doesn't get the roll that time, but RJ pokes it, but good effort from Murdoch on the ground to get it. Here goes Garrett. And a cross-court pass to Corbin, who was standing on a play.
Smith now with 15, getting closer to that career scoring mark for him, just 19. Only needs 4.
And Osabaye can't finish through the contact. Now here goes Corbin again. He lost it, stolen by Smith, and Shea Smith was fouled before Osabaye could break away. That'd be a transition take foul in the NBA, but here, just a common foul, and it will send us to our second media timeout here of the half. 78-37, the Warriors lead.
I am number one, not number 2. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable. See the competition I've been running through. Leveled up, I only see him in my rear view. Yeah, I'm ballin', yeah, I'm all in, been ballin'. Yeah, I'm all in, yeah, I'm all in, been ballin'. I'm winning, get buckets from the court side to the nosebleeds, yeah, they love it. I'm winning, get buckets from the first in and the last out, see me coming. First take, I'm hotter than hot, hotter than some boiling water, I bubble the pot. Team full of ballers, baby, we winning a lot. I'm like Curry with the rock when I get to my spot. I'm tapping in, I'm passionate, this is what passion is. This here, nah, this is no accident. From the start to the finish, I'm cashing in.
Welcome back to Teisinger Gymnasium. Andrew Baxley and Matt O'Banion here in the second half of the first game of 2025 for the home Southern Wesleyan Warriors. Hallman checked in for Osabaye there at the timeout. This is RJ Bell in the corner. Looking to spin on Garrett. Fading and hitting. There's a nice bucket from RJ Bell. Just his second made shot from the field here today. One of the only Warriors who's struggled from the field. This is Strudevant. Now Fields. Poked away by Hallman. Fields gets on it, and we have a tie-up. Possession arrow will stay with the Centurions.
It was a great start to the second half for the Centurions. Of really starting to play back that sloppy ball last time.
Yeah, they got 8 points so far. 2 of 2 from the field, 3 of 5 or excuse me, 2 of 2 from 3 and 3 of 5 from the field. This is Randolph.
8 points started out this half 5-0 against the Warriors. Have really slowed down since then.
That was a nice bucket from field. Here goes Holman now with the head of steam. He can't finish too strong. The Warriors getting good looks, but getting a little bit unlucky with some of these shots that obviously fell in the first half, but would fall on most occasions as Brizendine checks in for Long, as well as 3 Carolina Christian players.
Warriors 40 points away now from that scoring record. Of course, it can be done, just having need a lot more of those close shots in the paint to start falling.
They've yet to attempt a 3 here. That's because they're really getting into the paint as Garrett takes home a mid-range jumper. They're getting into the paint right now. They're just not finishing, even sometimes second and third chances, as Bell will try the first 3 of the half and get it to fall. The 6th-year senior from Roebuck, South Carolina. A couple stops along the way, including Spartanburg Methodist, Erskine College, and lastly, Clinton College, who the Warriors will play in a couple of weeks. This long rebound goes to Timms. Here's Smith again. He backs up and finds Bell. Now Brizendine. Good feed for Timms, but Aaron couldn't hold on. And another Warrior turnover as Jalen Brown will check in.
Now, I've really liked how the Warriors have been in transition. Of course, looking at the stats, they have 28 points in transition to the Centurions 0 in transition.
And here comes the Warriors' leading scorer, Eric Hackett, who has 11 points today in just 5 minutes there in the first half. He's averaging 14.6 per game as that pass was deflected by Holman, but into the hands of Swan, and eventually a 3 from the Centurions. Long rebound to Holman. Now here Rico goes to the basket. Floater was short. They'll head to the free throw line. Rico is 67%. Excuse me, Rico is actually a 46% free throw shooter. A low number for him on the year, but he hasn't had too many attempts. A senior from Atlanta, Georgia. Last year, 3rd on the team in scoring, 1st in rebounds, but mostly coming off the bench here this year as that one is short. For Holman. And the second strong as well, so a missed opportunity for the Warriors again here. 83-41 here, 13 and a half to play.
The Warriors not getting as many offensive rebounds as they did in the first half so far.
Long rebounds was tipped by Timms. Last shot came from Corbin. As Jamaris McCray will check in, probably for Timms. Jamaris, a 6'9" junior from St. Petersburg, Florida, transferred in from Lincoln Trail Community College in North Carolina. As inside feed was way too easy from Swan to Murdoch, and again, they get a good look inside. Does Carolina Christian. Lead is down to 40. As Hackett tries a 3, no good. Rebounded by Holman, then stripped away by Murdoch. Good pressure from Brizendine, and it gets stolen away. Brizendine will finish with 2 hands. A steal and a score from Raheem Brizendine, pushing the lead up for the Warriors.
Just another highlight reel here for the Warriors. It's been a great game for them.
And now Murdoch with a nice crossover. Tried to find Corbin, who eventually got it and drew the foul on McCray.
Biggest lead of the game for the Warriors has been 44 points. Right now sitting at the 41-point mark right now.
2 subs come in for Centurions and Bobby Taylor for Shea Smith and White. Second shot here for Antoine Corbin. gets the friendly roll, and he cuts the lead back to 40. As here's Bobby Taylor, who just checked in. Hallman, 2-3 zone still from the Centurions. Here's McCray, spins inside and too strong on the finish. Rebounded by Garrett. Now a chance for them to push in transition. This is Fields, poked away by Hackett, 23 on the shot clock.
Just a lot of misses down low for the Warriors in this second half. Big cool down for them.
Here's Corbin. Now Murdoch. Murdoch inside. Shot won't fall there by Corbin, but he gets it back and finishes with the and one. And that will send us to our under 12 media timeout. So again, the better play from Carolina Christian continues in this second half. It's 85-47 here. 11:59 to play on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Returning with Antoine Corbin here at the free throw line, averaging 6.3 points per game coming into this one, but he's got 15, and that's his first miss from the free throw line here today. He was 6 for 6 before that one. And now chance for the Warriors on the offensive end. There's Hackett. Still Hackett, and his shot falls, so now 13 points for Eric Hackett, the Warriors' leading scorer. Pulling a three is Swan, short and rebounded by Murdoch. Now for Fields, and Garrett was fouled on the floor. Foul is on Bobby Taylor. That's the 14th foul on the Warriors here in this half as two subs come in for the Centurions. Here's Strudevant. Brazendine on him. Murdoch. The ball screen from Garrett. He rejects it and gets inside and gets to the free throw line. Fouls again on Bobby Taylor. He's now got 3 as Robert Murdoch heads to the free throw line. His first trip there today. And he's short on the first one. He's the leading scorer of players playing today. They do have a couple of good players who are not with the team today, including Deshaun Smith, who had a couple of 18-point games to start this year before missing through injury. So lead stays at 40. There's Hackett. Hallman short corner. He'll pull up and get that shot to fall. So back-to-back buckets from about mid-range for the Warriors here. And there's a steal from Hackett. This is what they did in that first half. They were good with the pressure. Now here goes back to Jordan, and he finishes. Quick 6-0 run for the Warriors. Lead is 91-47, and more pressure for the team in white. Almost a travel, but they break it now. It's a 3-on-1 for Taylor. They throw it up inside for Gear. That's just good ball pressure from the Centurions, and a timeout called by Coach P. And it's full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 91-49, 10.5 to play here in the second half.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
Welcome back to the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Andrew Baxley and Matt O'Banion here. A big lead for the Warriors in the second half of this first game of 2025. And we should note that the Warriors will play again just a couple of days. They host Francis Marion, one of the better teams in the conference, in conference play on Saturday at 4 p.m. Girls game first. They play at 2 in the guys game to follow, as Bobby Taylor couldn't get that free throw line jumper to fall. This is Fields. Poked away by Hallman. He thought he did so cleanly. Will still be on the floor, but Carolina Christian now in the bonus for the rest of the half. So they'll be shooting free throw lines for free throws for 9 minutes and 58 seconds. That was a good try from Swan, but he threw it off. He has to get back and play before he can touch it, and he didn't do so. So turnover for Carolina Christian. Here's Hackett, now Taylor.
It's a good idea, though.
Hackett's three won't fall. Jordan was working for the rebound, and it fell to Swan. Fields couldn't get the layup to fall. It's rebounded by Hackett. He gets triple teamed in the back court. They break it now for Hallman. Here goes Rico with a nice move and a feed for Bryzendine's corner three, too strong. Rebounded by CJ. Back inside for Bryzendine. He navigates through the lane and gets the bucket to fall. The foul is on Corbin. A chance of an old-fashioned three-point play for Raheem Bryzendine as Giovanni Hogan checks in for Rico Hallman. Good minutes today for Bryzendine. He's up to 8 points and a chance to make it 9 here at the free throw line. 4 of 6 from the field in 11 minutes.
Yeah, in the 2023-2024 season, he was with Central Christian College. He was actually 6th in NCCAA with just about 21 points a game.
Yeah, it was a really big-time player last year and a big-time transfer for the Warriors, but just hasn't necessarily translated over to this level yet. That is the same level, so Central Christian is an NCCAA school as well as Carolina Christian is an NCCAA school, so there's maybe not the exact level he was playing out in Nebraska, but the same division as another trip to the free throw line, this time for Carolina Christian as Jackson Moore checks in for Bobby Taylor.
Yeah, Bobby Taylor having 4 fouls now in the game.
A couple players with 4 fouls for the Centurions as well, being Corbin and Fields, as that front end of the one was missed by Swan. There's Moore. Now Hackett. There's Moore. Inside for Brizendine. Hogan looked like he was hooked, but fought through the contact, and now they'll call it. And he'll head to the free throw line, does Hogan. I think they called that one on for Murdoch.
That'll just be his first foul.
2 shots here for Giovanni Hogan. 50% on the year, knocks down the first. 1.6 points per game, 1.8 rebounds per game, and just under half an assist per game. A 6'4" junior from Kissimmee, Florida. Detroit Central Community College. As Hackett sits and Allen gets in. Hogan knocks down both free throws. 96-49, 8:40 to play. As Brizendine fouled from behind, there'll be free throws for the Centurions.
It's been really a bad half for the Warriors on the defensive end. Already 8 fouls in this half, 14 total.
8 fouls. They've allowed 20 points when they allowed just 29 in the first half. And Centurions shooting 50% of the field so far, but they've missed the front end of a 1-to-1 a couple times now. And here's Hogan in the short corner. Good feed for Jordan, and the soft touch is good from CJ. 98-49, 8.5 to play. Fields races ahead and stops, and the Warriors match up. Here's Murdoch. Nice spin move. Couldn't get it to fall, though. Now Hogan. Warriors have numbers in transition. Here goes Brizendine, who flies with the right hand.
And the Warriors' first time this season getting to the triple-digit mark.
Yes, Matt mentioned earlier the season high earlier was 88, which they scored against Barton, and now they make it 102 as Brizendine finds Jordan. And a referee's timeout. And that we will make a media timeout. 102-49, 7:45 to play here in the game.
Diamond T Promotional Gear is just a family-owned business that provides screen print, embroidery, vinyl graphics, cars and banners. We've been in business now for over 32 years.
We're back here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. An 11-0 run over the last 2:46 for the Warriors, 17-4 over the last 5 or so minutes. This lineup has been good for the Warriors in terms of continuing to push on to this lead. It's 102-49. It's a 53-point margin, the biggest of the game. So here goes Murdoch looking for another angle on Jordan. Under 10 on the shot clock. He'll try a 3 and get it to fall. So lead goes back down to 50. Here's Jackson Moore bringing the ball up for the Warriors. And now for Hogan. Bryson pumps and drives. Double clutched and got it up. Long rebound goes to Miles Randolph. He gets doubled by Jordan and Bryson and turns it over. Back up ahead to Raheem, who tried just an inch or two. And he finishes strongly, and that's going to be, I believe, a delay of game technical on C.J. Jordan. They already warned the Warriors in the first half for that. And it was Rico Hallman who got the warning in the first half, but you only get the one warning for the team. So that's a delay of game technical on C.J. Jordan. So the Centurions will pick Miles Randolph to shoot the 2 shots.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, it's just kind of technical foul's not needed, but it is the rule.
It is the rule. You still don't see it called a whole lot. You rarely see the warning.
It's already been called twice, one for the warning and then one for the technical foul there.
Yeah, but if you get it called twice, it's probably something, obviously you've been warned about, but it's probably something they told you about pregame in the wrestling and coaches meeting. But either way, 2 good free throws, and we're back underway. Here's Swan, Moore giving chase. Inside feed, and the layup was too strong, but it's a foul on Jackson Moore.
It's been a lot of stoppage here because of fouls coming from the referees here. Just a lot of stoppage with 6:37 left, Warriors leading by 51.
And we'll send the 6'6" freshman Luke Garrett to the free throw line as another freshman, Jalen Brown, waits to check in. The free throw's no good from Garrett, and Brown will get the shooter as Tavares checks in for Bryson.
And the Warriors actually 16 points away from the scoring record set back in 2010. This could be a historic game for the Warriors already, more than it is. Jackson Moore on the floor, still looking for his first points on the game.
There's a 3 for Tavares. He gets it to fall. He made one in the first. Now he drains one in the second after not scoring coming into the day. It's been a solid one for Alex. He's now got 8 as that layup's no good from Swan. A rebound for Tavares. He can push the pace the other way. Now Hogan inside. He kicks it for Jordan, and Jordan muscles through and finishes 109 to 53. Feed for Garrett. And back to Swan. He'll slow it down and bring it up. As Jalen Brown waits to check in still for the Centurions. Ball screen from Garrett. It's an angle for Fields, but he lost it out of play. Good defense and help from Rayvon Allen. And now Jalen Brown will get a chance to check in. Jordan. Enough for Hogan. Now Gio through the lane, and we got a block. So that will send Giovanni to the free throw line. Like he was above the rim there, Matt. You think he probably could have?
He probably could have
had another poster here today. Can we see a replay on that one, Ryan? I think Giovanni got some elevation on that one. We have a stoppage here.
Oh, he definitely could have gotten it.
I thought so. I'm not sure what the call is here, but we now have Alex Tavares shooting free throws. Probably some type of technical. As Alex drains the first. It's like every point you can get when you're chasing the school record for points in the game, as the Warriors are. We'll see what they put in here to the stats. As Tavares gets both to fall. So they originally called a foul on Jalen Brown and then a Montez Swan foul. So I'm guessing the tech was on Swan and the blocking foul was on Brown. The 2 technical free throws from Tavares, and now 2 free throws for the original foul from Giovanni Hogan, who gets the soft roll on that one. Hogan, a 50% free throw shooter coming into the day, but he's now 3 of 4 from the stripe. He's actually had a really solid game. Looking at the box score, he's has the 5 points, but also 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. As that one's short, poked and then rebounded by Allen. So the Warriors a couple times have gotten offensive rebounds on missed free throws. And the shot clock did not roll after that, as Jackson Moore probably could have had a good look at 3 if they would have let him shoot it, but ref said no.
Warriors now with 112 here with 5 minutes left to play. Make that 114, already second all time in points in a game. Really trying to chase after 120. I'm hoping someone has notified this team where they're at.
Yeah, I hope so for sure. It's Swan banks home with 3. They've had a couple of banks in today, but they count every way you can get them. Bank open here on the Thursday. Opened it back up after it was off yesterday. I heard just from a friend that the bank was not open yesterday, but today it's back, 114-56. As the feed's inside to Jordan from Hogan. So another assist there from Hogan. He's up to 7 now. As here goes Jalen Brown the other way. Swan another one. And Swan hits another one. Back-to-back threes from Montez Swan. As here's Jackson Moore. And CJ Jordan to the lane. Couldn't get it to fall. And it will be Carolina Christian ball.
4 minutes, just needing 4 points.
Good pressure again, but this time we have a foul, so that will send the Centurions to the free throw line.
And already now in the double bonus.
That will send Robert Murdoch to the free throw line. First one is good from the 6'1" junior, who's averaging 10 points per game. Today Murdoch's got 10. He's right on that number. See if he can push it up over 11 with this free throw, which he does. So it's 116-61, just over 4 to play. There goes Hogan through the lane again, and Giovanni Hogan finishes with the right hand, and we're just a bucket away from tying that one, and a 3 from breaking the record, as there's a 3 from Chris Briggs, rebounded by Allen. Here goes Tavares now the other way. Dump off for Hogan, who can't finish, too strong, rebounded by Corbin. Step back 3 from Corbin, short, rebounded for a second by Tavares, and he controls it. As here's Marcus Long up ahead for Allen. Here goes Rayvon Allen to the cup. He finishes with the left hand, and that ties the school record for points of the game at 120, which they first did back in January 19th of 2010 against Voorhees. One more bucket, they could break that record. Here goes Jackson Moore now the other way. Can he do it with his first points of the game? He does. Jackson Moore and the Southern Wesleyan University Warriors break the all-time school record for points in a game with 122. It's 122-61. Warriors lead. And there's a nice bucket from Corbin to answer.
What an amazing game for the Warriors. Really picking up here late in the second half. And how about Jackson Moore getting the first points of his season now?
And then Marcus Long answers with the 3. That's his first points of the game. And we're up to 125. It's rejected by Allen. but they'll count it.
I don't know about that one.
And that will be a media timeout. We'll come back with a replay on that one. Looked like Allen got it clean from this angle, but we'll see when we return. 125-65, 2.5 to play here at Teinziger Gymnasium. And we're back, and Matt, we'll let you be the ref here. What's the call? Goaltend or not?
Just looking at the replay and then also seeing the game, that ball is going up still. I don't see a decline on that arc at all.
Definitely not off the glass and definitely not in the cylinder. I thought it was clean initially. But they call the goaltending on the floor, so that's what we will have in the score. 125-65 as Hogan tries again, and Rayvon Allen goes inside and finishes with two hands. That's one of the more bouncy players on this Warrior roster. He finishes above the rim with two hands. It's 127-65. That record continues to grow. And the Warriors, we should note, they will play Carolina Christian again this year. That's January 31st, but it is the second day of a back-to-back as Tavares finishes through contact.
What a game it's been for him, and now up to 12 points. Could make it 13 here. But what a game for him, getting his first points on the season here at Southern Wesleyan after transferring, and also having double digits in that first one.
And you can't make this an official stat because I don't think it was always kept, but the Warriors have 79 bench points. That has to be some sort of school record. And today, just a great game from those guys off the bench. The Warriors' leader, actually, in points today is off the bench of C.J. Jordan, 10 for 12 from the field. Eric Hackett also has 13. Bryson Dine has 13. And Alex Tavares, as we just mentioned, scoring up to 12. He has a chance to make it 13 here from the free throw line. But he did start today. He got his first start at Southern Wesleyan. And he gets the free throw to fall. So it's 130-67, 146 to play.
But it's great to see that the Warriors can score off the bench. That's going to help them when they get deep into these tough conference games.
And definitely, they have a very, very deep roster. And you've seen it here today. This guy especially had a solid game, Hogan, but Murdoch slaps it away. Murdoch's had a solid offensive game himself. He's got 15 and a couple of really crafty finishes like that one in the last possession. It's Jackson Moore to inbound.
And just second in points, Murdoch is 15. Right behind Corbin, who did have 17, now has 5 fouls, though. So his day is done here.
Allen drives strong with those blocks from behind by Strudevin. Here goes Jalen Brown the other way. Brown lost it, got it back, and finished as Jalen Brown, just a 0.6 points per game scorer coming into the game, scores that one to make it 130-71. Here goes Marcus Long inside, and he finishes with the left hand, 132-71 with 56 seconds to play. Robert Murdoch brings it up. Warriors will get one more possession, about a 15-second difference between game and shot clock. There's an inside rebound by Strudevin, and he finishes through a foul. So he'll get a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. 132-73, and 1 second in between the Gamecock and shot clock once the Warriors get the ball after this free throw, which Randolph knocks down. It looks like the Warriors will get the hold sign, so that will do it on this one. Warriors set the new school record for points in a game, 132-74, their win over Carolina Christian College. The Warriors move to now 4-6 on the year. And as we've noted a couple times, our next matchup will be on Saturday. They host Francis Marion University at 4 o'clock. Matt will be here. I will not. So he'll have both the guys' game and the girls' game. Girls' game starts at 2. Guys' game will end. There's a late steal for Hogan. Hogan gets a late steal and will count it. So the final score, 132-74 for Andrew Baxley, Matt O'Banion, and Ryan McCochran. We wish you guys a happy rest of your Thursday. We'll see you on Saturday. Warriors win big. Have a good evening.
That one's good.